Hello, my beautiful rainbow people. Welcome back to Camp Out for Freedom. Countdown to 420. 3 days to go. 3 days to go until my first attempt to fulfill prophecy. Or I should say, continue to fulfill prophecy. Hi, my name is Zion. I am an author. I have an unpublished manuscript called Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains another unpublished manuscript called the Book of Zion. And the Book of Zion is literally the prophecy of the Old Testament. What I did was I found a passage in the Old Testament that said, "Who will put this in order for me?" And I said, "Oh, I can do that." So I did. And what I came up with, I call the Book of Zion. And it is a book of prophecy, the prophecy of the end times, judgment of humanity. And it turned out to be the year 2020. I know that's quite the statement to be saying, but it's true. The three main elements to the year 2020 are foretold in prophecy, um, which was the presidency of Donald J. Trump, the basest of men, um, COVID-19, the consumption decree, and Black Lives Matter, the death of George Floyd. These three events solidified the prophecies. It made it real because it actually happened just as it was foretold. And based on that knowledge, I am doing this video series and advocating for Camp Out for Freedom in 3 days. Now, this is my first attempt, so if I don't succeed, big deal. I'm okay with that. I'm not like a lot of people. I don't mind if I lose because losing means I tried, and not trying, that's when you lose. It's okay to not succeed every time you try. You just have to try. And that's what I'm doing. So, if you're not going to show up in 3 days, don't worry about it. It's not going to hurt my feelings at all. But if you do show up, oh my God, the prophecy will continue to evolve as foretold by the prophets themselves. And it will be a glorious ride for everybody who is poor and who parties. Because the prophecy of Israel foretells the war on drugs and the people created by the war on drugs. My beautiful rainbow people. Now, I'm not speaking just about people who use drugs. We are the elite, the priests, the enlightened ones, the righteous ones, those who have been through hell and have been wiped, had their sins wiped clean. Been there, done that. We've paid our dues, as we say in the rock and roll world. We've paid our dues. Every last one of them. And now, it's time to party. Now, that party might not be this year, but it will be soon. Because the prophecy is already in action. It's already way too late for it not to happen exactly the way it was foretold. Every element of prophecy is in place right here, right now. And the next big thing that is supposed to happen is me, the Camp Out for Freedom, where all us drugged out hippies, us no good criminals that are worthy of being killed by the police, decide to get together and throw a party, a Camp Out for Freedom, where we just say, bye-bye. Like, go ahead and believe whatever you want about us. We don't care. Because we know we're better than you think we are. and we're going to prove it. We're going to go out into the middle of nowhere with nothing but the little bit of nothing that you allow us here in America. Pretty much just our hands, and our children, our elderly, the homeless, all those people who don't have anywhere to turn. We're all just going to walk away from America. We're going to walk away from the factories. We're going to walk away from the restaurants. We're going to walk away from the retail stores. We're going to walk away from the gas stations. We're going to walk away from the politicians. We're going to walk away from the police. We're going to walk away from the white supremacists. We're just going to walk away. Pitch our tents. Start from scratch. And create something totally new, totally different, and totally beautiful. Something called Zion. Zion is the prophecy of Israel. And it foretells a new nation which arises from the ashes of an old one that experiences a sore destruction at the end of the President Trump's term, when COVID-19 is raging. And when we, my beautiful rainbow people, finally get fed up and tired and just throw our hands up and say, fuck you. We're just going to go over here and we're going to throw a party. And we're going to call on your God that we pretty much don't even believe in. Because your God says that he'll come and save us from you. How would you like to see that? Wouldn't that be just awesome? Would not that be the most awesome thing you could imagine? For a bunch of UFOs to land, and for them to come out, and for them to speak not to the stupid rednecks who have been going to church every Sunday for their whole entire life, waiting for God's return. No, won't speak to them. Can't speak to them because they don't have any larynx. They're telepathic. So they're going to speak to us, the potheads, who are also telepathic because of the unique properties of marijuana, which comes from the Gray's homeworld and creates priests out of hippies. So, if you want to have a good time, if you want to shove all the crap down the throats of all those who shove it down ours, go camping with me. Just walk away from all the crowd. Come to York, Nebraska. Pitch your tent in the streets. Let's shut down the United States of America right here in York, Nebraska. We could do that, because if Interstate 80 and Highway 81 were to get blocked by, thousands of people trying to get off the interstate all at once in the same place with only one interchange, and everybody pitching their tents everywhere, the interstate would come to a halt. Highway 81 would come to a halt, and everything would back up all the way down to Interstate 70 in Kansas. And that would back up everything all the way down to Texas, all the way out to California, everywhere. We could literally stop everything just by going camping, pitching our tents, and saying, you want to tell us that we aren't worthy of this, of you? Yeah, prove it. You want to kill us for selling loose cigarettes, passing an unknowingly passing a $20 bill, having air freshener in on your rear view mirror, stupid crap like that. Let's just walk away. We don't have to put up with this. We are the power base of this nation. We are the hands that do the actual labor. It's our backs that ache from working to fulfill all the orders for all the stuff that they're buying. It's our children that suffer from lack of food and education and health care, while theirs go out and spend money on God only knows what, at our expense. We don't have to put up with it. We are America, but we can be something better. We can be Zion, the prophesied nation that is created by first contact with aliens. I know some people think I'm crazy about saying that, but hey, I don't care. Because I'm what happens when perverts get a hold of little girls, and little girls turn to God, and God turns out to be an alien. So, join me in York, Nebraska on 420. Let's have a party. Now, I believe that COVID-19 is a real thing because it's part of the prophecy and because it killed 500,000 people last year. So let's wear our masks. Let's take our vaccines. I've already had my first shot. Let's get vaccinated. Let's go camping in the open air where COVID can't get us. In a mass campout where the cops can't get us, where the government can't get us, where the corporations can't profit off of us. We can go back to the basics. We can let our children run around and play in the open air, or we can build a mud brick. We can make mud bricks by letting them have mud fights in pits. It was just water and grass and dirt. We can take all of us, all of those wonderful people who make all those beautiful bongs and pipes. Why don't you take all that knowledge you have in glassworking and let's build a city with glass and mud bricks? Let's take all of the little bits and pieces of junk that we have and refurbish them into our own power source, our own Wi-Fi system, our own internet. Let's plant gardens and eat fresh food that's nutritious and delicious. And put away all the sugar and the salt and the chemicals. They're killing us and our children. Because if we take a little bit of time and go back to the basics, while we take a stand for our freedom, for our lives, for equality in all things, we can regain our health, we regain our dignity, and take a stand against all the things that oppress us here in the United States. And at the same time, we can fulfill the prophecy of the Bible. Imagine that. Fulfilling the prophecy of the Bible by having first contact. First contact with aliens. Have you ever seen a UFO? If you have, come to York, Nebraska, because they're my friends. And they're waiting for us to show them that we're ready, willing, and able to make a stand for our own selves and to come together in sufficient numbers to make it worth their while to risk their lives to come here and stand up for us. Because believe me, you know that the governments are going to do everything that they can to go Hollywood on the aliens when they come. But let's go Bible on them, okay? Let's let the dumbass, stupid Americans go Hollywood on us, and we'll go Bible on them. Because we're the good people. So join me in 3 days in York, Nebraska. Let's go camping. fulfill prophecy. Love you guys way too much to ever say goodbye. So I'm going to say later now.